Hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit, and here we are on the final part of the rock. This enormous bird. Yeah. So wingspan's as wide as 80 foot, and that's where we are on ours at 80 foot. That's the rock. Let me zoom this up here. So in order to paint this boy, this girl, whatever it is, it's going to take some effort. So it's big, and it doesn't have a lot of texture because I made all these parts, I made it out of garbage. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get a medium brown and try to hit it with a dry brush. Well, this isn't like a dry brush, but it's a... All right, we're going to need more than that. That didn't make a dent. There we go. There we go. All right, it's up high, so I'm going to try not to block the view as best I can. So the one in the book is just light brown or tan. So I'm thinking that we take this thing down to several layers and lighten it up. And on the underside, I'm not even going to try to paint the underside because we'll be here all day. Good God. This thing is way bigger than I had anticipated it could be. I don't even know how we got to this point. I'm going to hit his feathers on the sides, but I'm not going to do underneath his wings because no one's going to see that part. Okay. All right, now we'll set that off to the side and get a lighter color. This is called Territorial Beige. Good God. Yeah, I don't know what in the heck you could possibly need something this big for. You don't need a miniature for a fight like this, do it like a, you know what I mean? If you're going to have the fight, you can just kind of theater of mind something this big. Taking the time I made to make this is hours and hours of build now at this point. I like to come down here and make stuff quick. There was just no quick way to do this in my mind unless I'd, spent some money on parts or bought like a pre-made model or something. But that kind of defeats the purpose. It's one thing to turn a miniature into something you need exactly, but I didn't think it was proper to get something like this and do the same. Get his sides a little bit lighter. I'm worried about snapping that flight stand. That's just a skewer. Thankfully, it's been pretty flexible. I did coat it with some super glue in between some of the base coats. Okay. All right. Like I said, not a lot of texture on this guy, on this fella. So now I'm going to get khaki, which is a lighter color. And this is probably going to have to be a mix because we don't want to go too light. So we're going to take that wet spot here that we were messing with. We're going to try to get this khaki. Try something a little lighter there. Okay. Good God. All right, so I'm going to get that darker brown while my brush is damp. I need a little more of that darker brown, actually, that medium brown. I'm going to try to do something with the base while we're down here. Oh, I just dipped it right in that damn beige. Okay. Now the base, you're not going to be able to see this well, I'm guessing, but all right. Now let's get this light tan. I'm going to hit his legs with this too, because I'm going to make those, I don't know what color they are. I think they're more of a, where's that plastic eagle at? It probably knows. Oh, it says they're orange. Orange figures. All right. I think we can do one more lighter coat. And what we want to do with this lighter coat is focus on the backs of the feathers. I'm not super happy with this thing. This was a lot of work. I was hoping it would be a little more exciting, a little more cool looking, but it wasn't. All right, so I'm not real happy with the bottom of it. So I have a little bit of dark brown here, and I'm gonna get some water and a crappy brush. And this is just some Mod Podge and paint that I had earlier. I'm trying to wet this down some. Oops. And I'm going to try to get into that base a little better. So when you're done with this base, if it's like mine where it's just like a flock glued to a CD, after I get this all wet, dark brown and it's dry, I will come back and I will hit all these rocks with gray and stuff. I'm probably not going to be able to capture that on this video because I doubt this is going to be dry by the time I come to that. But if it is, we'll try it. Pardon me. And I would dry brush the ground, the flock green, you know. I don't know if you guys can see what I'm trying to get into here. See, there's some white and there's stones there that I didn't get with the spray. It was hard spraying this. I just was making too much spray on it, trying to get in all the cracks and stuff, and it was getting sticky. So I came back and just Mod Podge brown and white glue, brown paint and white glue, and just came back and painted it by hand the best I could. And again, that probably wasn't ideal or perfect, but I was trying to get in there where that brown should be, or where the dark should be in those rocks where the white's sticking out. I will come back and do those in gray, like I said. All right. Let's set this paint off to the side. Put these paints away. All right, let's skip this. And now we got to make our orange. To make our orange, I'm going to get some of this King's Gold. It's a yellow color. It's a little wet, so I'm just going to get a little splat of that. Then I'm going to get some of this orangish brown called nutmeg. I'm going to get a little splat of that. And I'm going to get a little actual bit of orange. And the orange I'm using is called apricot. It's very light. There we go. All right, so I'm going to get a makeup brush from the Dollar Tree, something like this. And I'm going to get a little bit of that brown, a little bit of that yellow. Just a tiny dab of that orange. Okay. Then I'm going to take a lot of that off. I'm going to do the beak slightly. I'm going to do the feet. I'm not going to do perfect, obviously, because I never do. But we all knew that walking in that it wasn't going to be perfect, didn't we? Nobody logs in to watch one of my videos, signs up to watch one of my videos or whatever you do, gets on YouTube to watch perfection, because there'd be just so much disappointment floating around all the time. All right, so that's just as good as I plan on doing those. Now, I'm not going to paint his eyes. I messed them up somehow. Like I made the hole on that side, but not on that side. But I am going to come back and do these rocks in the bottom. So I'm going to get my favorite color in the whole world after I get done messing with this paintbrush. Pavement. Let's get just a little bit of paint here picked up. Cool. All right, I'm just going to get a crappy brush. I'm going to paint these rocks all gray. I'm not doing them perfectly. I'm going to miss spots on purpose. I'm going to leave some of that brown exposed and some of that tan. And just try to get mostly the white is what I'm really worried about. Covering up best. In the areas where there's a little bit of white showing, I will make an effort to hide that. Okay. Cool. Then I'm going to hit these rocks down here on the ground. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to hot air gun it. Hopefully you can dry it up enough to where I can do some work on the base, but I probably won't get there. All right, so I'm gonna get a piece of cardboard. I'm gonna get a medium gray or a lighter gray. This is called Elephant. I'm just gonna get a dab of that. And I'm gonna get a soft brush from the Dollar Tree, something like this. I'm gonna wipe a lot of that off. Not a true dry brush, but then I'm gonna come down here and hit these rocks up and give them some, I wouldn't say realism, but give them some texture. Okay. And you can kind of dig in there and grab the pieces that you think look best. You can see on mine it's really starting to pop nice. I'm not hitting everything. I'm just kind of hitting where I want to. you can do the same. Now I'm almost out of paint, and I'm kind of dragging it a little more deliberately and seriously. I'm going to hit these rocks down here on the bottom. Shit, sorry, dudes. Okay. Now we need to do the grass, and I don't know if that's dry enough to do that, but we're going to try it anyways. So what I'm doing is, this is a really, really floppy, soft brush, and I'm going to get a green. This is called English Ivy Green. And when I get that, I'm going to drag it around. I'm going to come down here, leaving it fairly wet, and drag that around in some spots to green that up a little bit. Can you see that? I hope so. I know it's hard to kind of... You don't want it so wet that it's like saturating the bottom where you did the brown underneath, you know what I mean? You just kind of want to catch the 3D stuff. And you don't want to hit it perfect everywhere. You want it to look kind of like, you know, I don't know, whatever the hell you want it to look like. You're making it, not me. You make yours, I'll make mine. We'll compare notes afterwards. Yours will be better. It's okay. You're probably a lot more patient than I am. Okay. I'm pretty pleased. Can you see it well? There it is. All right, you want to see a regular mini next to it? This is a Damiel Alchemist WizKids mini. And that's it. All right, so that's my rock. The mythical enormous bird that some people don't think is real. Apparently it's real on this sport bench. So if you like what we're doing here on the channel, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave me a comment if you could. This was a long one. I'm very tired of dealing with this. I don't even know what's next. Let's look and see what's next. Next is probably the satyr. Rast, rock, roper. Okay, roper. That'll be an easy one. Thank God. So next will be the roper. Check out the website, www.dungeon-swag.com or -swag.com, depending on how you are. That link's going to be in the description at some point. Check out our Discord. Show us what you're crafting, what you're making. We're interested. We really are. We'd like to see it. There's your rock, though. Or my rock, I guess. And I'll see you next time.